Previously on Opposing Roles.
It's like Sam's Club or Costco. It's just this gigantic aisles and then just ships pounded on top of each other. And some of them are surprisingly, it's weird that you never thought you would see an X-Wing on top of a TIE fighter, and they both look fine, but it's happening. It's right there in front of you.
I really thought this heist was going to go perfectly.
Really? I was like,
funny thing about that, W73, it was going to. I want to fire right after impact of the missile.
Right after impact of the missile?
Keep him completely off guard. That'll give her time to get up.
Okay.
Give her a couple extra seconds.
So you guys are kind of like over in this area of the planet, and it's kind of like a bazaar area. And this is like a...
like bazaar, B-A-Z-A-A-R?
Are they selling goofy, kitschy shit or stuff weird?
They are, yes.
All right.
And
a bazaar, actually.
Yeah. How bizarre. You go out and you look really fucking smooth as shit. You have your blaster pulls, and you're doing like a little Bluto thing, and then you do, and you're hiding behind here. You look really good, and then you do a barrel roll, and you just barrel roll right onto your face, and then you get up like, I'm good, and yeah, and then you, and that's all you're doing, right? You're just in open area, just stopping at the barrel roll, or you're gonna run over to Mika.
Crouch and run.
All right, so then you crouch and run. Okay.
W73 doesn't know when he's talking and when he's not. I'm just blowing everything up, and we're succeeding. W73, do not. This is not a wink situation. Do not beat the prisoner.
Oh, I hear you loud and clear. Yes, persuade with blasters. Maybe attract some people here, and then we blow this thing.
To high heaven.
As long as we're still blowing it up.
It's like a Roach Motel.
Hello, I'm Nick Arganbright, and in this week's episode of Opposing Roles. 2 days since the Rebel base was taken back by our small band of heroes. Meanwhile, Captain Sella gets a message from Rebel Command. Everyone have dice, extra paper, pencils, their character sheets? All right, let's begin. Let's roll for initiative. This season, we're playing Star Wars, the role-playing game by West End Games. Our players this season are...
This is Stephen Woosley, or Woos.
This is Samantha Stark, also known as Sam.
This is Eric Sternberger, known as Eric Sternberger.
And I am your game master, Nick Arganbright, and this is Opposing Roles. You could be larger than life, bigger than the world. This is Opposing Roles. No idea what they had. This is an almost actual play podcast with every season featuring a different RPG game system, sometimes reoccurring, other times brand new. And now this week's Table Talk, a section where we discuss inside references, insight into the game, or jokes stated at the table. One of the most taxing things for players in an RPG game is the idea that when the party splits up, even one person steps out of the party, no matter how big or small, even for a very minute chunk of time, in RPG time-wise, that could be or feel like forever. Something I heard the GM from The Redemption, a Star Wars RPG podcast, talk about is that the GM would let other players who are not in the scene play other non-playing characters. This is a common theme here for the last set of episodes here in Season 1. And I wanted you to know that if you hear me ask Sam, Eric, or Woos to play other characters, this is why. And honestly, I had a lot of fun adding other elements to the game for these guys. And while we enjoyed it, I really hope you do too. In some cases, when it became too heavy plot-wise, I had to maybe step back and play the non-playing character. But to keep consistency, I've gone back with Sam, Eric, and Woos after transcribing certain scenes and had them re-record the dialogue in character. Granted, that won't be until much later, but it's still something to be aware of. If you feel we should have said something else, regarding this in Table Talk, or you just have other thoughts on the show, please let us know at goodbadgeeky@gmail.com. Okay, so when we last left, Denton, Sinya, and the crew of the Pleiades, they completed their mission in retaking the rebel base on the planet of Naboo. Time has passed, not a lot, just 2 days to be precise. And in those 2 days, they have passed their message to their contact in the city nearby, waiting for a response from the Rebel Alliance on orders for their next mission. With the help of his master and caretaker, Mika, a 4-1B, the surgical droid, has now a makeshift pair of legs and has set up shop in the rebel base, a.k.a. he can move around. I will say, though, he should be preparing the room, but most of his time is instead spent watching a main Imperial channel. This would be good for information, but the reason he is watching is every day around the same time, the feed keeps getting hijacked by a former galactic senator, and he is making anti-Imperial broadcast statements. Of course, it doesn't last long because the Empire shuts it down. Also, Cluster is enjoying this as well, and finds it really humorous. In the main control room of the base, though, Sella, captain of the Pleiades, watches the screens, and she's like, I can't do women voices, so I apologize. She's like...
She said that?
She did say that. She did say exactly
my
that.
voice is super deep, you guys.
I can't do women voices.
She's like,
Sienna smokes 2 packs of death sticks a day.
well, she asked. So probably not that
Sounds
deep.
like an old Jewish mother.
That's right, that's right. Or Harvey Firestein. Well, that's the Jewish mother right there, I guess.
Well, she asked.
Taking your vitamins.
Well, she asked, underneath one of the consoles, which looks more ripped open than opened normally, with wires everywhere, sticks out 2 legs. The pair of legs scoot out from the console, revealing a larger, older man with gentle eyes and a white beard. It's her husband, Mika. What did you say? I said, well, she asked. Mika looks at his wife. Well, what? Sella glares at him. Mika shrugs, putting on some goggles, which makes his left eye look really tiny and his right eye look really huge, and then he disappears back underneath the console again. There are sounds of sparks flying, tools being used, and you 3 look at Sella, and it's not just the tone of her voice to her husband, but as well as the posture and body movement. She's really kind of worried. The Empire is going to retaliate for this. That's the least of my concern, Mika notes from underneath the console. The amount of tech those Imperial good-for-nothings installed here is all wackadoo. The base is unique. They know what I'm talking about. And he points to you guys. So I need everyone to do a communications, or if you have communications, do it. If not, roll mechanical. And if you don't have, so whatever that would be.
I have mechanical at 4 die.
All right. And don't forget I have new wild die. I'll point out, though, that this one did roll a 1 when I rolled earlier to just do some tests. So I don't want to, mislead you guys on the promise of, exciting new dice for the wild pool.
He's already pointed out one that I should not roll.
Yeah, probably this is not good for you at all.
You know what? You know who's going to take that one?
You are.
Let's go, Dents!
Oh, Denton. You and Cluster.
All right, and then, so if you have communications, great. If not, it would be mechanical. Right. So I said, right? All right, and then so we can all roll if you guys want.
Okay. I think I've got 2D plus 2 for mechanical.
That's what I have, too.
I thought I had communication, but
So did I, but I don't see one. Yes, mechanical. 2D plus 2, please.
2D.
It rolled a 6 for me.
Which one did you want?
The gold and the black.
The rest of them
one.
say.
You want? For the wild die?
No, wild I'll take the gold.
Okay.
I got 12. You got 12 and a 6 wild, so roll
2
again.
and 1 of these guys?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. You have... Is it 3 dice for you?
No, it's 2D plus 2.
So one of them's the wild.
Okay, so...
Yeah, so it's 2 dice, one of them's wild. Okay.
Gotcha.
Oh, so I need...
Another 4, so I got 16.
Okay, and what do you need, Sam? I'm sorry.
2D plus 2. So I
Okay.
need these 2 and then the wild, right?
2Ds plus 2, no, it would be 1 normal,
one,
1 wild.
I understand now.
And then you
It's been a
add
minute.
whatever that number, the pip, the plus, you add that to what you roll.
Gotcha.
So what did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Okay, you guys. 5 plus 2?
Yeah.
So 7
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
5.
You didn't roll a 1. That's good, though.
Yeah.
So that's 8 plus...
2 with 10.
So 10. Okay. So, all right. So
Keep that gold one for a little bit.
Denton, from what you can tell looking at it, this doesn't apply to you guys, so I apologize. But if you are aware the tech is old, at least built recently within the last 23 to 25 years, and it probably could be older than that. It has unique symbols, one that you are aware of, and the text and language is unique not just to Naboo, but an older military group. What makes it unique is that it utilizes, with proper access, ways to send coded transmissions to certain groups, in this case, the Alliance, without issue, and can decode messages as well. When the Alliance has to use slicers to do this, or hackers in the Star Wars universe. The problem is, which you can understand why Mika is concerned, is that the Empire has started removing or retrofitting some of the tech for their own purposes, and they probably didn't even know what they were doing. Or what they had. So they just thought it was a small rebel base, wiped them out, started putting their stuff in. More likely to use their system to hijack or somehow use it against the Rebel Alliance, but they really didn't know what kind of tech it was. Also, some of their tech was installed, so they have to slice hack to Imperial Communications to utilize it, but they know they have it right now. For you guys look at it, and it looks Naboo-ish. From what you can tell from your travels, your limited time here on the planet, and Mika looks at you guys and goes, "Okay, well, maybe you guys don't." And then he just says the same exact thing I just said, which is, it's lost to time in some cases. I can understand why they possibly wanted to retake it badly, but looking at what they did, I don't think they knew what they were doing. And as you're doing this, Clehurk, the pilot of the Pleiades, the Lithorian Hammerhead, he's bringing some stuff in and just kind of watching things a little bit. And then Sela interjects, what my husband means is that if we found out after we took the base that there's an old communications channel here that can broadcast messages, and it's rather important to the Alliance. So that's why they sent a smaller team in than just sending a whole cavalry, because if not, they don't want the Empire to know what they have if they didn't. And Mika's like, yes, but the tech is so old, to most it would be coded messages. And looking here, when the base was taken over, the Alliance used the tech to code messages and important things out. Luckily, the Empire looked like they were going to break into it, and I don't think they really grasped what they had here. They were more concerned with taking the base over, and heaven forbid if they actually told a superior officer. Meaning that this base is more important to the Alliance than we thought it was. Sela then adds on to that. Mika, I can't fix it though, not with what I have here. Mika rolls out and you see his big eye, little eye. He's like, maybe Denton, Senya, take one of the droids and go into town. They have that marketplace there, and here's a list of supplies. Well, if I can find it, where did I put the list of supplies? Oh, it's right here. Take these list of supplies and go into town and figure out. I'll give you 5 minutes to figure out what's going on, and I'll get some other stuff for you too. And then so then she walks away as Mika continues the work, and Clehurk is just kind of unpacking some stuff. And Cluster and 41B are in the other room waiting for the channel to be interrupted. so and then I'll defer to you guys for a second.
So you guys got all that, right?
You weren't listening?
No, I understood it to begin with. That's why you guys just always assume I'm done until I like to blow shit up.
You guys all remember last time he broke a few. He made a Denton omelet. Broke all the eggs.
Yeah, but it tasted good.
It did.
Good old Denton scramble.
I heard we're going into town. That's all I heard.
And those supplies, what are we doing with them?
I hope there are power converters on that list.
I should have. They're not. Well, actually, though, the only one who has the list so far is technically him. So if you want to read off what's on there, or you want to talk about the contents,
at W73, there are no power converters on this list. However, I'll tell you what. You can negotiate this down with Kryn. We got some extra credits. We'll get you some if you behave.
Well, behave is my middle name. That's what
I thought your middle name was a dash.
In some cultures, that means behave.
Fair enough.
You haven't traveled as extensively as I have, clearly.
I knew what Naboo read as.
I wasn't paying attention.
By the way, do you know what... This is a side note. Do you know what Naboo stands for?
I used to know.
It's actually what the Gungans call the people that invaded their planet, which was, they call them stupid. Stupid creatures.
Is that new canon or old canon?
I think it's both.
Nice.
Huh.
I think it's both. Wikipedia Yeah.
I like that. I didn't know that one.
No, I was like, it's a fun little note, and I might use it later.
You're so Naboo.
You're so Naboo. Isamosa no Sabu. All right.
I mean, we're just going to the grocery store. What could happen?
All right.
Can never keep a straight face on that one. It's like,
Look what happened. What? Oh gosh, where were we? What was it?
The junkyard.
Look what happened at the junkyard.
That was a slight misunderstanding.
Yeah, we still got a ship.
All's well
Barely.
that ends well.
I will end you. How is that? Catch you. Fire crash.
Exception to every rule.
Almost dying is an adventure. No one really died.
It makes you feel alive, especially
Except
you two.
for all the people I killed that were Imperial.
Screw them.
Good point.
They probably had families too.
Don't particularly care.
I don't want to get another morality debate with you. Let's, why don't we just grab a speeder? Can we take one of the speeders and head into Boo?
You have two speeders, remember? You have the one that Sela and you drove.
Well, those are the scout bikes, though. Those aren't like straight up speeders.
Those were the only speeders you guys have. And it wasn't, we didn't really go into it last time. But I just thought, I took them as the speeders that were like from Return of the Jedi. Those are the only speeders that I know.
Scout bikes.
Yeah, scout bikes. So,
Is that what we have?
yes.
Okay. All right.
They're probably a different color because they look more like the planet, but
Sure.
yeah.
Well, we've obviously painted them.
Oh, okay. What colors did you paint them?
Rebel Alliance colors.
What are the official
they were-
Rebel Alliance colors?
They were Imperial black and white beforehand, so I guess now they probably got like a little bit of orange and a red phoenix on them.
There you go. Okay.
Although we probably shouldn't do that for scout work, so they're probably camouflage.
Okay,
So we painted it, and then we repainted it camouflage.
Okay.
We rethought it.
That's actually what Kalerk was just doing. He was just doing the final touches. It's technically good, but so the question is: are you guys taking one? Or are you guys taking two?
I feel like we should probably ride two.
Okay.
Yeah, he rides with you.
Oh, I've got the list. The list is riding with me. W73 can ride with you.
Fine.
You won't regret it.
All right. So
I vibrate.
So as you guys are starting to formulate, like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, Sela walks over, and when she waits for a break in your guys' conversation, she holds up to Sinya and gives you, and holds out something. She's, remember, get in, get out. This is everything we have.
That's probably safe for trusting her with the money.
Yeah. She pulls it away from you before you can grab it. She's like, this is everything we have. Be careful, please.
I understand.
Okay, thank you. And then in the background, you hear Mika go, honey, they'll be fine.
Oh,
and
last words.
and Sela walks away. She shakes her head. And then the Ithorian slowly comes up. And he's like, just FYI, when I was out and about, the Empire has added their support tenfold here. Please be very, very careful. Just throwing that out there, just making sure you're aware. I had to do some dodging myself when I was out, finishing touches on the speed bikes.
Careful is our collective middle name.
Okay, so if you guys, whenever you guys are ready, we can. I'll end that on my end there. So you guys.
Okie dokie.
All right, well, I tell it. There is. I mean, I guess we'll go to the bigger market. Probably have more of a chance to have some of these items.
Their prices are usually better as well.
No, there we go.
Better selection.
Also means there's going to be more troops.
That is true, but I mean, risk reward.
Okay, I'm just saying.
We got most of our lists here. We got kind of two separate lists mixed in on this. So half our stuff is going to be stuff to fix that console and the communication device, and the other half is just more of your general med kit, ration stuff. So we probably want to make sure we buy them separate.
Yes, always a good idea for us to split up.
One of those things, if you're buying all this stuff together, kind of screams out rebels.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
We're buying med supplies and rations and also a bunch of these fancy parts for our communications device.
Also, if we split up, we can use the 10 items or less aisle.
Yeah.
Because last time the junkyard was a Costco. It's an accurate statement. Technically, it's space Costco.
Plus, I don't like talking to those robo cashiers. I don't care for them.
But they're very nice, and they take your cart and they just take your card and scan it. And
Yeah, maybe to you. They're nice. I don't.
oh, you are a droid.
I don't. Yeah, but
Do you consider that slavery, W70?
That's a good point.
Well,
Or is that consigned
their pay?
usage?
yeah, they don't work 24 hours a day.
Fair enough.
And I would like to point, while you guys are talking about this, you guys can tell that, and you guys maybe just now realize this, he does not have a security bolt. Mika lets him...
Oh, right.
Yeah, just throwing that out there, like if you've never noticed it before.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been implied.
Well, I figured too, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm no 401B, that's for sure.
All right, so while we head into town, we'll get those things. Everyone, just make sure you dress a little bit inconspicuously. Remember, we're supposed to be local. There are travelers coming through here, so...
I have a hat.
Well, that'll be nice.
Oh, and I brought a mix CD to listen to on the way.
Absolutely not. We ride in silence.
Space iHeartRadio.
Yes, unfortunately, I'm built, of course, with a player, so you have no choice. It's Genesis, all Genesis 80s music.
I was thinking Asia.
The Game Master will not have a problem with that.
Or it's just like Total Eclipse of the Heart on repeat.
All right, so we're gonna have to kind of maybe do this in 2 trips on the way there, since you got all our money.
So should we assign who's going to get what, or are we going in one at a time and exchange the money?
You're the one who's got the money, so I feel like maybe we should just make sure we don't buy it all at the same time. We can go in together to different places, but just make sure that...
As a loose group, not like...
Now, I would like to point out, too, this is Game Master talking, sorry, that you guys, this is all that the group as a whole has, probably given to them by the rebels to get by. You guys, for your own purposes... have your own stash of credits as well. So keep that in mind.
So if we want, we can fill out a reimbursement form?
Well, I don't think they'll reimburse you, to be honest with you. I mean, if this was the proper... Yeah, maybe. But the Rebel Alliance, they're too poor for that.
I mean, we'll fill out the forms, but...
You know what? There's probably a promise made somewhere in one of those military meetings that, yes, we will reimburse you.
Just get everyone to shut up.
Where is D27 reimbursement droid?
You are not... Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it. Why don't we all head in?
Let's do this. Cue music.
Look, actually, why don't we go ahead and break it up? I'm going to go ahead and get these parts. I know what I'm looking for. You guys don't. So I'm going to give you guys the other half of the list. You need to get some 4 metapacks, some rations, and some adhesive tapes. Not musical tapes, W73. Adhesive tapes.
Unfortunate.
And I'll work on getting all the rest of the sensor parts and maybe a couple of things from my own devices.
With your own money.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So as you guys do that, there's a nice side swipe left on the screen and music swells as you guys are like traveling on the 2 speeders.
She seems to have an invisible touch. She and grabs right hold of your heart.
So,
by the end of it, I'm singing along with you.
All right. So, you guys,
this ain't half bad.
The hazy, fume mirage below the transport dissipates, and as so does the length between the ground and your speeder bikes. As the smoke billows lightly from the engine exhaust into the air, becoming one with the atmosphere of Naboo, you take your first step out of off the speeder bikes, I should say, and a wave of smells and sounds hit you guys all at once, some overpowering and some faint. And this is me generally asking now I say this, can droids smell? Do they have sensors that allow them to smell?
I can smell them. It's like a coppery tin thing. A little bit of grease and oil.
Okay.
No amount of oil baths will take care of that, to be fair.
Yeah. That is true, because then you just smell like oil.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
Yes.
has its own weird smell.
Delicious.
Delicious.
I am not programmed to smell, actually.
Okay, so there we go. All right, so then that doesn't really apply to you, but maybe let's, for the sake of, you guys can see like, oh, it's hitting them. It's not good or bad either. It's just it's bizarre food. And this is the city of Duja. Your eyes dart towards the entryway to the end of the town. A large entryway towers over, made of marble. So it's like a marble. The closest thing I can think of is it's in France. They also made a version of it here in Columbus and New York. It's the monument. Like a pillar like that.
Okay.
It's made of marble, and that's what leads. That's the entryway into the city, and it's also the edge of the city of Duja is the marketplace, and it's a huge marketplace.
Like the Arc de Triomphe, isn't that what it is? Is that the Arc de Triomphe?
Yeah,
right?
that's what it is. Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it's right by my building. Actually, the one here.
Yeah.
Done. Arena District.
Sorry, weird Columbus, New York, France. So for those who have no idea,
for people who want to stalk you.
No, it's okay. So as you guys walk through that, you also see that there are stormtroopers, one stormtrooper per left side, one stormtrooper per the right side, and then you guys pass through that. And the marketplace here in the small town of Duja is 50 miles away from Theed, which is the most well-known city and the capital of Naboo in the galaxy. From what you guys remember, you've heard rumors of this place in some form or fashion, similar to that of the Mos Eisley the Mos Eisley on Tatooine. Many tales are told of the street bazaar, some true, obviously some fiction. And for you, this place is super familiar to you, kind of, because you guys, with Cluster, walked through the bazaar when you guys landed on Naboo in the first place. So you're kind of you not know where everything is, but like you're getting, I remember that, because Cluster, as the Asmotech droid, probably remembers it better than you do. C-3PO units don't necessarily remember plans or like layouts as well, but you go, I'm familiar with this on some level. Also, I'll throw this out there too. From general looking around, from just standing in the entryway, there are not a lot of Gungans, but the ones that are there, you can tell they are treated shittily, or they are subservient to something else. Yeah. Oh yeah, so in the marketplace there are kind of two major rows of tents, and at the end of that, where it will probably lead right into the city, there is a huge-ass bar. Like, it's huge. It's like half tent, half bar, and there are a lot of people in there, and I'll let you guys go from there.
So we have entered. Now, we decided we're staying together, right?
Well,
loosely.
Loosely, but kind of going off to buy this, you know.
But keep an eyesight.
Yeah. Stay
like we
stay
said
alert.
last time.
Yeah, probably us having open comm links, that hasn't worked in the past.
Well, thank you for admitting it this time. I appreciate that.
I wasn't talking about me, but sure.
You're lucky you have good taste in music.
Let's stay close enough that we can notice if something goes wrong.
Gotcha.
Catch a disturbance and whatnot.
Hear an explosion from the other.
You hear my explosions all the way.
Here's your share of what they have left.
Thank you very much.
This is what they have left. Sela stressed this to me. Don't lose it. Don't spend it on something we don't need. Okay.
All right, now.
Oh, and just throwing this out there because I never said it, and this is on me. I actually thought I would read it later, and it never came up, so that's on me in my notes. So they gave you 5,600 credits.
Okay. So your stuff is probably more expensive.
It's true.
So I'm just going to give you 3. Does that sound good?
That sounds good.
Okay.
Now,
so we've got 20.
What if I know a guy that can turn this 3K into 6?
No gambling.
All right.
If we have any left over, we'll discuss, but not before.
All right.
Just imagine how much we could do with 6,000.
Shush.
At W73, I am starting to like you.
Gosh. We're all going to die. Okay, well, let's get in there.
All right.
Hands in, woe team.
All right, throwing this out there, everyone roll their perception real quick. Because there is a lot of stuff that you guys are a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sensory input stuff going on here. So we'll see if you're...
So if it's 3 dice, it's 2 regular and 1?
You got it.
Okay.
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, when it comes to bargains, I'm a 4 dice.
Oh, I should have had you come with me.
5.
I'm a very good shopper.
Oh, congratulations!
Is that your first 6 ever?
Probably ever in my life.
Actually, for her character, she did roll like 2 6s as Sela last time.
Yeah, I rolled good as her,
she
but
gets
as
to
my
re-roll that
character
one,
almost
though.
Yeah,
died.
you get to re-roll
You get
the
to roll that.
6 and add to your total.
So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12.
Luckily, that doesn't count on the second one.
It hit the bag.
8
So that means I roll again? No, I was kidding.
plus 1.
Okay.
So I'm a 9.
Okay.
11.
So you have the benefit of kind of remembering a little bit. So you'll hear. So obviously, you guys can see in the far off down the one main way. You can see the bar. That's how big the bar is.
Okay.
But on that one level, you guys know that there is Keltag. It's a game of chance. There's a mini holo theater showing movies from the Galactic Core. There is a medical supply place. There is a Gungan food stand. There's data books. There is a galactic footwear stand. There's next to it a clothes tent.
Hey, I just want to know, do they sell Nikes?
Space Nikes.
Nice. I'm going to go support them for their Colin Kaepernick.
Well, there you go.
Choices.
I was trying to think
Colin
of a space
Kaepernick.
name for killing.
I know.
It's just add space.
Just add
to it.
space.
Space to
It's
it.
Colin Kaepernick. That's a weird enough name.
And then they have, and then it ends with jewelry, and there's one that you can't really tell. It looks, but from what you can see, it's exotic items. And then there's 2 more outside,
Like things that are rare or for dancers.
possibly both.
Nice.
And then, so Woos, that's all that you can kind of see from and what you remember. But you guys see 2 more. There's a travel boker, and then there looks like there's like a credit sign. So it's probably some kind of credit changer or bank of some kind. And that's what's on the one main row that you guys are first seeing in. So
no big like tech swap.
that you can see in this aisle.
Okay.
There's another aisle kind of to the right that you guys can't really necessarily see well because of how everything's laid up. But from what you can see in that first row, that's what everything's there.
All right, how many med packs do we need?
4.
3? Oh, 4. Okay.
And just indiscriminate amount of rations.
I noticed this is a haggling zone. You can haggle here. So if you need any help haggling, I'm
Well, I was
quite
gonna
adept.
say, I'll go get the med kits. I will let you go get the adhesive tapes and knickknacks.
I shall do that.
All right, so I'm going to give you 600
Thank you.
to finish that. I've got 2,000. You've got 3.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and start off and hit that Gungan food stand with my own credits.
Okay.
With my own credits,
Thank you.
because I kind of want to just ask a few questions, get a lay of the land around here.
Just be careful. You're
But
good.
the restroom facilities are down on that end, from my memory.
I can handle Gungan. The food isn't too spicy for me. I was raised on Dantooine.
All right, so this is just me.
Fair.
Everyone roll 2 dice with 1 wild, 1 wild, 1 normal, and I'm just going to have you. I don't need to roll. Why am I rolling? Sorry.
10 with the 6. Nick hates me.
No, I don't hate you at all.
11.
It's like everyone's getting, which is good. It's good that you guys are getting good with the wilds. It's bad if you guys get too many wilds. Oh, that's a good point I should mention.
Yeah.
I said this to her just because poor Sam got a brunt of it and she lost like a lot of points. And I found out reading the rules further that if, at least in the D6 version rules that I was looking at, if you use all your force points and they're for good or for re-rolling or whatever, it's at my discretion, but I can give them back to her at the end of the whatever. It's only if she does it for evil that then she doesn't get them back and they become dark force points or whatever, or dark, yeah. All right, so sorry, you had 11, 3,
8.
Okay, so
I'm picking up your bad rolls.
Good.
Gee.
That means your inner monologue's not going to be working at all. This
Nope.
So as you guys split off, the camera is following, is behind the 3 of you, and as Denton goes off towards his, the camera follows him. So you're going to the Gungan food stand?
Yep.
Okay, so you walk up, and there is a human and a Gungan, and I'm not going to get this right, so I apologize. But how may I help you?
Yeah, I was going to get whatever you recommend is good for today, and a couple questions.
Misa thinks it all good. Gooda? Sure. I just know Misa, and that's it. But,
All right then. Well, if
Misa thinks it's all good.
if you were to pick something, what would you have today for dinner?
Misa pick? Oh
ahead.
no, Misa can never pick. Misa not allowed.
All right then. I'll take a number 4.
Misa get number 4 right away. And then the human comes over, and it's like, that will be 300 credits, please.
Yeah, so that's. Or tell you what, I'll give you 350 if you can answer a couple questions.
Yeah, I can answer a few questions.
Hey, you split that with the Gungan, all right?
Yeah, sure. I'll split that with the Gungan.
All right then. So, looking for some gear, some real tech stuff. So I'm trying to start up a little thing here, my own hollow business, and what I do, I've bought some old used equipment, it's broken down. Need some parts for it.
What kind of parts are you looking for?
Oh, I tell you what, I really don't know what I'm looking for. I had a guy come in, take a look at it, tell me these things.
Question.
I guess.
Are you looking at your sheet, like pulling it out and looking at your sheet?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Denton likes to play dumb.
No, it's okay. I was just making sure that was the imagery that's happening here, because that's how it could come off to him.
I need a Grizz Malton data disk, I guess.
Grizz Malton?
He just wrote it down. I don't know how to pronounce
sure.
it.
No, I've never heard of that before.
All right, and then I guess another Grizz Mountain, like Astro Toklo deck. I don't know if the disc goes in that. It says deck, so I'm guessing. And just I guess like some sealant and a sensor. So I was looking for somebody around here that's like a junker that might have it.
There is a weapon and armory shop. It's right next to the Imperial recruitment place.
All right,
it's in the next row over, but I don't know if they'll. I've never heard of that before. I feel like I'm kind of tech based. I've not heard of that.
I mean, they're not weapons per se. I'm trying to get a little hollow business up. I've always been watching them ever since I was a kid. I thought, maybe I could do some of that.
I mean, they might have. That's the only thing I can think, or they might know where to go.
All right,
but that's all I have for right now. And the guy who runs it, his name is Iquet Parlou. He's the person that would probably be able to best help you out of the 3 people that run that shop.
He's pretty good doing some of the stuff. I know a lot of. I know it's kind of frowned upon people making their own hollow groups because of, because
we all do stuff here that we don't want to get caught of, and as you can see, people are always watching. So I understand.
Cool. All right, final question then.
Sure.
What's in the number 4?
Number 4, there is a bit of squaliac with a side of schnottu, which is pretty much Naboo for noodles.
I like that.
And maybe, and so as he says that, don't ask me to repeat that again. No, it's okay.
I had to pimp you.
No, it's okay. No, I completely. You're fine. So as you're saying that, the Gungan, again, he seems very like he hands you the bowl, and then as he does, the human's like, don't forget the nakta. Misa forgot. Misa sorry. And then he with his tongue like that and flicks something in to the side and rips it off and spits it into the thing and hands it to you with a spoon or whatever what do they really eat with? Do they call it forks and spoons? I want to say sure.
It's a space spork.
It's a space spork. There we go.
Yeah.
It's space fork. Spork.
Yeah. Never knew that's what that was for.
A spoon.
I'm gonna need some hot sauce for this.
Oh yeah. Misa, direct you to table. Conda Misa over here, and he points over, and there's all types of different hot sauces. Tons on the what's the Star Wars version of the scale? It's of the Kelvin scale. Space Kelvin.
Yeah.
Dear God, this is the new running joke for these sessions. Okay, so it's they range from all types. So
then I'll put a little of hot sauce on it to kill the germs from the Gungan tongue.
Okay,
and start heading over towards the weapons and tech place.
Okay.
Opposing Roles is presented by D4K Studios and is produced in conjunction with Nick Arganbright and William Dell, with all editing provided by William Dell Productions. Our game system for this episode is Star Wars, the role-playing game, published by West End Games, republished by Fantasy Flight Games. Our cast is myself, Nick Arganbright, as Game Master, with Denton Stigor, played by Eric Sternberger, Twi'lek Rebel Scout Sinya, played by Samantha Stark, and Protocol Droid W73 being played by Stephen Woosley, aka Woos. Beta audience support provided by Laura Spires. Music for the show provided by Lucas King Piano and Pink Zebra featuring Benji Jackson. Website help provided by Alice Fox of alicefox.net. The logo and cover artwork provided by Scott Weaving for our podcast Opposing Roles, found at opposingrollspod.com. That's OPPOSINGROLLS pod.com. We are, of course, on Twitter and Instagram under the username Good Bad Geeky. Follow that for updates on all the different projects I'm involved in, including Opposing Roles. But warning, it is my personal Instagram and Twitter, so there's some of that too. Star Wars and all related titles, logos, and characters are trademarked property of Disney. And Opposing Roles does not imply an official affiliation with, endorsement of, or sponsorship by the copyright and trademark holders, unless otherwise noted. Opposing Roles is a production of D4K Studios.